One of the things many people are looking forward to in the middle of a pandemic is time at their lake homes. But many people with homes along Lake Thompson are heading into a second summer of flooding. There is a fix, but residents say bureaucratic red tape and a question over who is going to pay for it all has homeowners facing another summer of not being able to enjoy their lakefront properties. KELOLAND's Angela Kennecke has been looking into the holdup.
3 years ago, Todd Stokey invested more than $100,000 into lakefront property and a camper to put on it.
So it's just kind of our little place to go fishing and relax and have a good time.
But instead of relaxing, he's had a year-long headache.
Could you have taken it out of there?
There's no way I could have gotten it out of there from where it was, how it was sitting, because when the water came up, it came up so fast, and then it never did recede.
A township road is still flooded, and some areas of the lake are inaccessible.
You could say that about 2/3 of the people still cannot drive to their houses.
Knight is a year-round lake resident who has spearheaded efforts to solve the problem. A drainage outlet filled with sediment and vegetation is preventing the water from Lake Thompson from flowing downstream.
The legal outlet level of Lake Thompson was established in 2011. Since June of last year, we have been trying to get permission to maintain that outlet. Right now, the water is about 7 feet over the top of that outlet.
But who is responsible for cleaning it out without causing downstream flooding? Last July, Governor Kristi Noem toured the area.
We believe that if normal maintenance was done, we're going to be evaluating that through an engineering study. If we can move some water downstream in a controlled manner, and that's really the evaluation the state needs to go through.
Knight says the governor helped expedite a meeting with the State Water Board, which approved cleaning up the drainage area, giving the Department of Environment and Natural Resources final say on the plan.
And we have been going back and forth with them since last August, trying to get permission to do this. And every time we send in a plan, they want us to do something else.
Do you think that this is taking unreasonably long?
Oh, I think it is. I think that the State Water Board, when they gave us permission to do it, one of their closing directions to DENR was, your job is to enable this to be done.
Knight says they recently completed a required DENR survey of the bottom of the outlet at a cost of $5,000. Kingsbury County has contributed $10,000 to the project, but Knight expects it to run much higher.
No one is being held responsible for doing any of this cleanup. No one's being held responsible to do it. So it's all yeah, it needs to be done, but who's going to pay for it?
And, homeowners are getting very desperate here. And there's been a number of them saying, hey, when we're able to do this, let us know. We'll make donations. We'll get this done as soon as DENR will give us permission to do it.
Stokey doesn't agree that homeowners who pay property taxes should foot the bill.
I paid $600 and some and didn't even get to use it one time last year. How fair is that? I've already given them $600 for nothing.
We asked the DENR about the holdup on the project, what else may need to be done, and the timetable for when excavation could begin. We did not receive any response. Angela Kennecke, KELOLAND News.
It's not just private property that's flooded. The Lake Thompson Recreation Area, which is a state park, is also inaccessible and underwater.